think about the impact that new technology is having on our lives. I went to the tennis court last weekend. I showed up to play Tony. I didn't know Tony. I've never met Tony. We found each other through an online service that, you can sign up and then someone can send a message to other players in the system and say, hey, I'm looking for an opponent this afternoon. Well, that's what Tony did. And I responded and said, hey, I'd be glad to play. So I showed up at the court. I asked the first person I saw that was just getting out of a car, do you happen to be Tony? No. There was a guy hitting against the wall. I said, do you happen to be Tony? No, I'm not Tony. So I went to my own court, got set up, and figured Tony would come and find me. Well, up came the next person up the walkway, and he looked at me and he said, are you Matt? I was, no, I'm not Matt. The next person said, are you here for doubles? No, I'm not here for doubles. Everybody showing up to the court had communicated through an online source and found someone to play against that nobody had ever met that person before. What a change from 5 years ago when you would have gone to the court, hit a few serves, hit against the wall, and hoped somebody would show up maybe who was looking for a partner to hit against. And that's how you'd meet somebody. And then you'd just exchange phone numbers and go play. Well, that sounds so simple. This day and age, things are changing. Technology is changing that. Technology is changing the way our government works too. Hi, I'm Steve Perry. I'm the Interim Dean of the Robertson School of Government at Regent University. A lot of people try to influence their congresspeople in terms of their legislation, a bill that's being considered. They'll post on Facebook. They'll send a tweet. They'll post to Instagram. They'll send an email. Well, do those have any effect? I talked to a chief of staff of a congresswoman, and he says that when those things happen, the congresspeople give it very little attention. Maybe the emails a little bit, but certainly the social media posts get very scant attention from most congresspeople. The press might pay attention to it, and then the congressperson might pay attention to the press, but social media itself doesn't have much impact. What does have an impact? Handwriting a letter, in person going to a congressperson's office and introducing yourself and asking if you can have an appointment to just voice your opinion, to lobby maybe that congressperson. Those are things that congresspeople think, wow, that's an important issue to that person if they will take the time to handwrite a letter or to physically show up at my office. And if you send an email, you're somewhere in between the social media group and the handwritten letter group. But social media is just so easy. There's no investment. Well, we can think about other places where that technology might have an impact, maybe down the road. Think about voting electronically. Voting electronically in machines not that are standalone, even though that has its own pitfalls, but maybe online. If I go to the tennis court and I'm playing somebody I've never met before, what I found is that people don't share their full information. Some of them don't even want you to know what tennis court is closest to their house. You might say, hey, I live over by court A. Where do you live? We could meet somewhere in between. And that person's like, oh no, court A will be fine, because they don't want to reveal where they're coming from. Because they don't know who they're showing up to play. Is there a predator on here, or is this person real? Is this person really a tennis player? Are we going to be able to just hit a tennis ball? Well, when we get to electronic voting, we have some of the same concerns. Just like in 2016, people were concerned that there may be foreign influence in the elections. And they're concerned about it looking at 2020 also. But if we go to all electronic voting, there's going to be the potential for heavy predators. If there's a way for voting to be manipulated, to be hacked, it's going to happen. So sometimes the old method is best. Handwriting a letter, voting on paper, just to be safe, so that we can all play the game of politics, the game of government, in a fun way and be safe. This is Set Point with Steve Perry. Have a great day.